Greetings everyone, here's Ludwig again, and this is my game against KilRoy. We're playing the scenario 1 still, but on the new version 27 with slightly modified web layout and additional pieces. We are already in the end of the first week of February. I'm still catching some empty bases in the Dutch East Indies and also the Philippines. Let's see if there's something important happened this turn. I'm not so sure. I clean the mines of Rangoon. And yeah, KilRoy hunt my submarines, and I of course try to find his heavy ships. Here is a successful operation of his destroyer group. So these are British destroyers, so they find one of my submarines and can kill it directly. This can happen and will happen. Latest, if the Americans can catch the technology gap to the British, I think the Japanese submarines really have a hard time. Here's the other sub attack on one of my sub chasers, luckily failed. More bombardments from allied ships. This is only some light cruiser. So no real navy engagement again. So there's still some cargo ships in Sumatra, and it looks like there's also some allied ships closing into the Marshall Islands. Okay. More airstrikes out of Rabaul. Try to finish here these Australian forces. More combat squads are dying, so they are already disabled, now they are dying or destroyed. And of course, air war in China. And my Tojo is finding some I-15s. Well, one I-15. Hopefully this one is dead. And also I attack here still this Rangoon army from the British was forced out of the hex. So I try to weaken them even more to prevent any reorganization that the British maybe can create the army later and I have trouble. And the Dutch still have some aircraft out of Surabaya attacking me. Good. So far, no surprise. But here's a surprise, so there is something coming, closing in on the Marshall Islands. If it's a real surprise or if it's a repeat of what KilRoy tried last time, I'm not so sure, we will see. First, more strikes on Chinese units. And in Malaya. And this again. This is heavy jungle, so super hard to hit anything. Carrier strike again. So I think last time there was no carrier strike. Maybe there was simply thunderstorm or bad weather, so the carriers cannot detect. You can also see that here is American plus British carriers operating together. So maybe these are two American carriers and a British carrier. Maybe. Again, it's a heavy strike against port and air installation. It cost me a lot of supplies. And the next strike going for my units closing in on Nomaya. Not much damage, but burns my supplies. And one more strike. And more. So my invasion is welcomed by a lot of air presence. The British out of Batavia is attacking here one of my convoys. And I don't have here zeros for some reasons. But very skillful, avoided all bombs. And there is maybe some problem with one of my submarines with flotation. But I think this is a damaged submarine, but not critical damage. Only trying to return to port and have some malfunction. Good. Bombardment Aichang. This is a stalemate now. Both armies are equally strong. Yeah. Maybe not my focus point to push him. I try first to destroy everything in the source of China. So this Chinese units are broken again or defeated. Retreating north on the highway now. Okay, so I must open the highway again. My tanks trying to destroy his fourth Chinese army contingent, but this will need maybe a little more support. At the same time picking up some empty bases. Mountain, waiting for reinforcements. My Navy Guard units only hold. Now it's Allied bombardment in Aichang, so we bombard each other. But normally this is not in my favor because I think the supply situation for the Chinese are not so great after Rangoon fall. In the long run, of course, this will not change immediately, but after 1, 2, 3, maybe 1 month, I think the supplies in China will dropping. Hopefully. Good, but nothing really major happened. This is one of this movement around turns. And I already took everything what is important. The Battle of Nomaya is maybe the last big event for me. Maybe. So, a lot of airstrikes from KilRoy's carriers, and of course this is then always often in relation with a lot of ops losses, and you can see many ops losses. Don't ask me why everything is won. Well, it's like it is. And I lost no pilot, luckily, so only the airframes. Ship sunk today. This was a submarine, gets simply killed. Was a better submarine, so 6 is cheap, 8 is normal, and 11 I think is the better or the best Japanese submarines. So this is a good submarine, I would always say. Bigger torpedoes, more torpedoes, long range, fast speed, and all of this. Yeah. Submarines are really unlucky in this game for me. No real change in China. Most are movement or bombardments. Also in Burma, I took what is important. Tanks and other stuff is trying to reach the northern part of Burma and secure here also the oil fields, oil refineries and air bases. Taking some empty bases, unloading more troops, waiting for reinforcements, and also bringing up more capacity to load my Philippine army, because my Philippine army is now more or less ready for shipping. The rest of the map is no big change. I still try to lure enemy airstrikes on my carriers, but I don't know if this can also end badly if I'm a little unlucky, but I don't want to attack. This is impossible for me with what I have. KilRoy have here, I think, 2 American plus 1 British carrier, so they have for sure the advantage of numbers. I cannot attack and defend at the same time, so I only try to lure and defend and kill enemy airstrikes or incoming strike aircraft, and not suffer too much casualties on my side. But staying here is also dangerous because maybe KilRoy have here more and more submarines closing in, so I try of course the same with my submarines, but my submarines more or less all miss here the target and or gets killed here on the open sea. Yeah. Only new changes, maybe there was the detection. There is a other carrier coming with a lot of APs. So this is maybe an invasion fleet going for the Marshall Islands. Okay, I have maybe to prepare here stuff. The problem is these are all small islands. They easily get overrun. And if also battleships, I can bring here air power to my islands, but battleships will simply bombard the air base, and then the air base is out of action, and then I lose a lot of aircraft on the ground. So I must see how I can react, but we will see this next time. Then again, take care, bye bye.